What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Deity Old World AI only battle. I'm here with the results episode. Sort of a bit nervous because, things turned out very weird. I know the results. It's very surprising. This is probably the closest game. Maybe not that close. I don't know. It seemed kind of close. A lot of civs scoring quite a few points, basically. So as always, I'll start with some honourable mentions. I will then go through the top 10 while awkwardly trying to open the list, because every time I forget to get the list up of people who predicted it right, so I'll do that very awkwardly again as I get towards the end while I'm talking about the final civs. I'll go through some honourable mentions who just missed out, and then we'll go through all the info addicts, and then also just let you know which ones I actually used to get to the winner, because some get discounted and don't count. So yeah. And then obviously, bear in mind, this isn't the end of the series. We'll keep going, but it will just be at bigger intervals, and I'll show you what happens. The alternate one will be done separately from this point, because I just need more videos, basically, for a little while. Once it gets the weekend, I'll have some time just to figure things out. But today's Wednesday. I think this is going out on a Thursday. So yeah, just a couple of days to sort some things out. Maybe I'll get another series going by then, so that I don't need as many videos ready, but obviously it's I don't really know exactly where I want to go with this. I've still got some other things I want to do with this series as well. There's another sort of special video I want to make out of it as well, so we'll do that. But honourable mentions, those civs that just missed out. So first off, we got a civ. I said there was 9 top civs. Now one of those sadly missed out because there is a bit of a bias. So Nigeria didn't quite make the top 10 when I said they would probably be in the top 9. What happens for a civ like them is they come 9th, 10th every time on all the info addicts. They only get 1 or 2 points each time, and then some other random civ might come really high on just a few of them and get loads of points a few times and just beats them that way. So it's one of the main cons with the system that I'm using at the moment. So yeah, Nigeria did sadly miss out. They got 16 points, just for reference. Korea got 11. Great Britain got 9, Greece 12, these are just civs that got points that didn't make the list basically. Burundi got 4, Persia got 12, Portugal got 17, which is I think the closest, just one above Nigeria. But I think Portugal won, or came third in one weird category or something. Congo got 5, Byzantium 7, Carthage scored a solitary 1. I think everybody scored a point, I'm just checking the map. Yeah, I think every civ that survived for the first time, maybe ever, did earn 1 point. Persia got them, yep. Portugal, everyone, even the one, Rome died. Rome probably wouldn't have got one, but obviously they died with 1 turn to spare. Carthage squeezed in 1 point, so they did just manage to get the 1. And Congo managed, I think Congo are doing good on gold per turn or something, I don't know. But they were doing well on something. So yeah, everyone did squeeze in and earn points, so of all the civs remaining. So now into 10th place. About 9 points ahead of Portugal with 26, and this is one of those civs that sort of displaced Nigeria, basically, as I mentioned, probably a bit harshly when you consider everything else. That is Ethiopia. They did pretty well. Did really well in land area. Obviously, the sea is included, so that's a little bit fudged, but they did obviously do fairly well. So well played, Ethiopia. 26 points. Not the most exciting game. They controlled a bit of the Arabian Peninsula for a bit, but they lost it eventually, which kind of sucked. They settled these cities. I think they conquered this off the Zulu, but yeah, not much conquering or too much excitement, but they did what they had to do and survived in a pretty harsh southern African environment. In 9th place, obviously with Nigeria falling out of that sort of top 9 I hinted at, we have 2 civs that weren't in that initial suggestion, although I think Siam probably was a bit underrated by me, and they did come in 9th place. A lot of settling all over the map, so quite exciting, cities all down here, cities in North America as well, and sort of northern Japan, islands. So yeah, Siam just all over the place. I don't know if they've actually conquered anything, to be honest. I mean, the Jar never attacked them, which must say something, right? Because the Jar probably could have, if they wanted to. And Siam got 39 points. That's 13 more than Ethiopia. So we'll move up to 8th place, and that is quite a jump now again from 39 to 47 points. And that is a civ that has done a bit of colonizing, which is always good. And that is Egypt. They've been struggling against Burundi for a while. All the civs tend to struggle here, so I'm not going to be too mean on them there. But yeah, they've done okay. They mostly settled their own stuff. Couple of cities they took off the Congo, so again, nothing super exciting. But they've, no one's been brave enough to attack them, so that's obviously a good sign for them. And they did settle Northern South America, and it does look kind of cool. So I'll give them that. And that was Egypt with 47 points. Now into 7th place, only a 2-point jump, and that is across to Europe actually, to Germany, who did very well. Some really, kind of average statistics for them when we looked across the top 10. Obviously, it's pretty good all the time compared to the whole game, but within this sort of top 10, they were pretty average. Military manpower was a surprise. I think they were like 3rd or something on that one. But yeah, Germany doing really well there, getting into 7th place. They were doing good early on, then it sort of fell away a little bit, sadly, towards the end. The culture wasn't quite there, that sort of thing. I think wasn't too great for them. And yeah, they were 7th. They conquered Neapolis off Rome, Antioch off Byzantium, Warsaw from Poland, or was it? Yeah, I think it was Poland at the time they captured it. So they eliminated Poland. They won 2 great wars against the Dutch when they probably shouldn't have. So yeah, all round, quite an exciting game for Germany. It's good to see that they're still around this deep into the game. Right, up into 6th. This is quite a jump, set to 66 points, so a 17-point jump. And back to Africa we go for the Songhai, who are obviously at the moment sort of falling and struggling a little bit, but for now, at least, they are currently ranked 6th in the world. Maybe that will change in the next 20 turns or whatever, but for now, they're 6th. Okay game from them, nothing special. Killed Mali early on, sat on it. There hasn't been like a huge amount of civs actually snowballing in this game, really, beyond some of the Asian and northern, Central European civs like up here. But yeah, Songhai took out Mali, took out Morocco. I don't think it was Morocco at the time, was it? It was Portugal, but they conquered some stuff up here that was originally Morocco, which is pretty good. They have a couple of colonies that they might lose in the future. They settled the Panama Canal. There was no bonus points for that, but in my heart, they're the winners. Right, now into the top 5, where it gets a little juicy. 4 points further ahead of the Songhai on 70. Probably the biggest, you could argue the biggest colonizer. I mean, I don't know, the Jar obviously put in a late effort. Rhodesia as well put in quite a lot in South America, but with less cities and just had more time on their own. But yeah, in terms of number of cities, I think they've probably got the most in the New World. And that is the Netherlands. Good game from them. Obviously, it was kind of set up for them with no France. But yeah, they still managed the situation. A few embarrassing losses to Germany with ignore. No real big conflicts. Couple of cities stolen off Portugal. In fact, maybe just one, I think. So yeah, not the most exciting game. So maybe it's fine. I'm not too disappointed that they only ended up coming 5th. They weren't particularly the most wary, or they didn't really give it much of a go. But yeah, they settled all of this, which looks pretty awesome. So I'll give them that. East Coast definitely helped out in some characteristics such as land and stuff, which is actually going to bear in mind. Land is going to be a big talking point after this game. I just want to say straight away. Now, 22 points ahead of the Netherlands is 4th. Now, this 4th place civ is kind of on an island. They're pretty far. They're the big jump from the Netherlands. It's the biggest jump we've had so far in terms of being better than the Netherlands. And they're quite far. They're even further off the top 3, basically, who are really close. So yeah, into 4th place with 92 points is India. Really happy with how India played this game, because usually they settle some cities in India, which is, fine. That's what they're there for. But, they never do anything more. But this game, they've been active in the Arabian Peninsula, east coast of Africa. They've settled all over the place. Someone mentioned they have cities in 4 continents, which I think... Do they? They have one in Africa, cities in 8... Oh, yeah, Australia is a continent. Sorry, I was mixing, like, Indonesia and this. It'll just be one thing. Yeah, no. Yeah, they have cities in 4 continents. They also have North America. They have Australia. They have some cities in the Indonesian islands. And yeah, they do have like a California, sort of western Mexico coastal area, which is awesome to see. They've just been, they've really embraced the open part of the map, which I've really appreciated. They've always been involved in something out here, even in those dire turns where nothing was going on. It was India that gave us something to watch. So yeah, big thank you to India there. Right, now... This is the point where things get a bit awkward. I said land was a huge characteristic. Now, there's a civ that ran away with this game early on. And they did do really well in some of the statistics that you'd expect. Technology, science output. But they didn't expand for 150 turns. And sadly, some of the other civs took advantage of things. New opportunities, new land, and that brings you good points in statistics such as land area. Some of the big ones at the start of the game. Land area is 1. Production also increases more by the look of it, I'm guessing, with new cities. Population actually expands more when it's from the smaller cities by the look of it as well. This is just me reading into what's happened. Things like that. Crop yield obviously is pretty much the same as land area, just the terrain is factored in as well. So in third place with 128 points, which is 36 ahead of India, unless I'm maybe 38. 36 or 30, I think 36. It is Russia. They did not win this game. They obviously left too little too late. They also didn't do so well in some other statistics. They pulled it back towards the end a little bit. Like there was a point where they were at India level, but they pulled it back, I guess. Yeah, you will see in the info addicts, I know some of you are probably in disbelief, but once we get to the actual info addicts, you'll see they didn't win that many of them. I think they won technology. They are at the end of the game. No one else is in terms of technology. I think maybe science output, they might potentially still be leading. I don't really know, but I can't remember the exact ones. But yeah, sadly, Russia, that amazing start, they did really well, but they just did not do enough. Obviously, their borders aren't growing. They have no sea tiles, and you've got to feel for them a little bit there. But they could have done so much more. I think they've only got themselves to blame. I mean, I'm going to be honest, they're only 9 points behind the winner, so it was very close at the top. Like, you know, one more statistic where they didn't not score any points or something, and it changes. But yeah, Russia, but that's not an excuse for them. Like, you know, if they'd have attacked a couple of Persian cities, gone after Byzantium, gone after Germany when they were weaker, any of these things they could have done. You know, gone after Mongolia much earlier, something like that. If they'd have done it much earlier, they would have been running away with it. So I think they've only got themselves to blame for being so passive, and it's kind of a punishment to them as an AI, because, you know, we had that period where there was nothing really going on in the game. Russia probably intimidating all their neighbours was one of the causes of that. So yeah, I think maybe there's a bit of justice there that Russia actually didn't win. A huge upset, let alone not coming first, but not coming second either. So now we move to second place, 3 points ahead of Russia, and I guess third, because I'm sure you can guess the two who I've missed out right now are the Jar and Rhodesia are second and first, not in any particular order. But yeah, there's no point me saying who's second, because you'll know who's first, and it kind of kills the hype. So 131 points for second, 137 for first, the Jar and Rhodesia, and the winner of this game was in fact the Jar. They did pretty well. They actually won the most info addicts, incredibly. They had most cities, most land, all that sort of stuff that I was mentioning where it made a difference. Obviously all the late North American settling came through, but they also won in things like production, military manpower they won. That was a huge surprise. We'll obviously go through these in a second. But yeah, they actually really surprised me. I don't know if planes maybe don't count as much towards manpower. I don't know how much a nuclear missile, for example, adds. But the Jar have more units, like physical units. So that is obviously a big potential point there. I don't know. But the Jar did win. But first we'll quickly go over Rhodesia, who had a great game down here in southern Africa. They eventually took out the Zulu after a bit of a power struggle. Also took out the Congo, who were, you know, if they hadn't been taken out, probably would have been on this list. So that was a big moment as well. One of the biggest civs. You know, sometimes you have these big civs that just load of flash wars happen and they collapse. It's not really happened in this game. The only one I can think of, Portugal's happened kind of slowly, but I guess the Congo is the main one. Like, they were the only big civ from like the turn 100 point you thought they might have a chance that just got destroyed. Everyone else sort of kept going and made it, who was doing well from that point onwards. They survived, and it was the little ones that got picked off in this game. Not so many big wars. Obviously you might see it happen to the Songhai fairly soon. But yeah, and they also settled South America, dominated, kicked the Songhai, and no, sorry, I think it was the Congo out pretty effectively as well. So yeah, full credit to them there. For Rhodesia, they were very exciting. Again, in some of those drips and drab periods of wars, they were one of the ones keeping it alive in Africa, giving us some stuff to watch. And now let's go back to the Jar. Eliminated China early on. Obviously, it's hard to remember where the cities they conquered were. They also, you know, put stop to Mongolia, because there was a point in this game Mongolia looked like they were going to dominate, and then Russia and the Jar pulled it back to save the world, I guess. Maybe they deserve to be in these higher positions because of that. Expanded into the Gobi Desert here, kicked back Persia. Some success against Siam. Obviously conquered Japan, which is pretty impressive. The AI is notoriously bad at naval invasions. And what else did they achieve? They have got cities all over the place, to be honest. Some down here in Indonesia. None in Australia, surprisingly. They didn't make it over there. But they did manage to grab so many, particularly towards the end in North America, which maybe tilted the balance in their favour a little bit here. I mean, like I said, there's only 6 points between them and Rhodesia, 9 between them and Russia. It was really close. But the Jar are the winners. Now I'm going to quickly get up the app and pick who wins, and then we'll not pick who wins, sorry, just let you know who wins. Then I'll go through these info addicts Here you go. Population, Russia actually did win. Never mind. I don't know which ones everyone exactly won. Right, what's the easiest way? I'm just gonna scroll here. I'm not gonna cut anything. This is Authenticity Central. It wasn't that long ago, was it? Episode 1? Deity Old World 12, 10. I'm also getting near to my 2000th video, so I just need to keep checking like every day, because I'm obviously doing like 3 episodes a day. We're gonna get there pretty quick. Need to do something special. We're probably not gonna hit 1,500 subscribers in time to merge those videos, but that means I can make 2 specials. I'm kind of excited to create some cool stuff. I'm tempted by like reacting to my own videos from the past. That could be quite a fun thing to do, although I don't do face cam, so I don't feel that interested. So let me know if you think that would be cool, and then I'll come up with some other ideas myself of what to do. And also, if you're not aware, I have a second channel, more Geo, while most people are here paying attention. If you'd like to subscribe to that would be really helpful. I'm trying to, because I'm lowering the content with my exams, I'm just doing some chill, or trying to do some like chilled live streams for a couple of hours a week. I'm thinking Sundays and Wednesdays. So yeah, obviously it's too late for the first 2, but I've been streaming some old Football Manager just to practice so that it's not too stressful on my PC. I have that old version of the game. I don't think it matters too much. But if you want to see that, and maybe see me just stream some other things in the future, just for fun, it'll be like an hour every 2 times a week, just playing different games over there. And obviously I'll be trying to bring back the mini games with subscribers. I've been really bad at getting that back, so I apologise. But here we go. Let's have a look. Who has predicted the Jar by this point? I'm going to pick Japan. Oh, close. Wrong Asian Civ, sadly. I also have to check, like, because some people put it in a sub comment. I don't want to be, maybe no one picked them. I picked Rome, so they didn't even make it to the end, good old jinx. Also, just bear in mind, next AI only should be an Asia one. I'm going to set it up. It might take a bit of time to get ready, but I should get it up and going pretty soon. And yeah, the alternate series will also still be ongoing. Now, as far as I'm aware, someone gave me a crazy stat that like 33% of people picked Portugal, which is crazy. Oh, there's somebody who picked Rhodesia. That feels bad. They were so close. Okay, so Mr. Solitude, congratulations. You said you were going for the Jar. Yeah, you did. Okay, there was 2 in there, 2 civs in there. It doesn't matter. If you picked the Jar for the some people gave me an alternate pick as well. Which I'm not actually going to do results for the alternate one. We're just going to watch it like a bit of fun. But I'm just trying to see. Also, that one keeps crashing, so it might be a bit more awkward. That's why I'm going to try to split it up a little bit more, because I can't keep up with this one because it keeps crashing all the time. Don't know. So Mr. Solitude, a lot of picks for Rhodesia actually, as well as Portugal, which is pretty crazy. Someone else who rooted for Rome. Sorry for jinxing them for you. Mongolia, nope, feels bad. Another Portugal, nope. Feel bad. I'd love to give you all a shout out just for commenting, would make, wouldn't bother me too much. I don't want to miss anyone either, so sorry if I'm being a bit cautious. No, it just looks like Mr. Solitude is the lone commenter who got it right. If I've missed you by accident, just drop me a comment on this video and say I missed you. I'll go back and check and make sure it's there. And if it is there and I've missed it and made a mistake, then I'll give you one ASAP in one of the next videos. And a big apology as well for missing out on your comment. But I think it's just Mr. Solitude. So congratulations to you. You were the sole person who picked the Jar to win this one. So congratulations. And now on to this. Population. Russia leads the way and wins. Then the Jar, quite a big lead actually, 26 million people. Then it's Rhodesia, the Netherlands, India, Egypt, Nigeria, Germany, Korea, and the Songhai. Crop yield, here we go. So here's where it starts. The Jar lead that one. Then Rhodesia, Russia, the Netherlands, India, Germany, Egypt, the Songhai, Britain, and Siam. Production, I'll go over the ones that count. So these all counted. So production, Rhodesia won. Then it was the Jar, Russia, the Netherlands, India, Egypt, Germany, Songhai, Greece, and Nigeria. So you can see Russia already come in third twice. Didn't use GMP, so this was not counted because it's gold income. I might use it in the future, because I've noticed net gold, which I do use, which is gold per turn, a lot of them were negative. Like within the top 10, some of them were negative. So I might start using this in the future. Maybe it is a fairer estimate. I'm not sure. Before you take away all the units, let me know what you think is a better statistic. It wouldn't have mattered in this case because you can see the top 3. I mean, it might have put Rhodesia above the... It would have put, 1, 2, 3, 1 point differences. It wouldn't have mattered in this case. It's not like Russia won and Rhodesia and the Jar weren't here. But, yeah. I want to point that out. Any of the little flaws would not have changed the result because it's the aggregate across everything, and the differences between them are usually really small. Land area was used, Rhodesia, and this is where Russia sort of faltered again for the first sort of time. Rhodesia led the way, then it was India, the Jar, Netherlands, Russia, Songhai, Siam, Egypt, and Ethiopia. And obviously this is one of the ones, Germany as well, where the sea tiles is a bit deceiving. That did hurt Russia, not even the lack. I mean, a colony would have been great for Russia, but they also lacked. They've probably got the most connected tiles, but yeah, just lack of the sea area didn't help them either. They probably didn't even need a colony. Military manpower leading the way is the Jar with 1.65 million. Then it's Russia, Rhodesia, Germany, India, the Netherlands, Egypt, the Songhai, Siam, and Greece. Just for anyone who's watching this and hasn't maybe followed the series, still a bit confused, maybe you haven't been watching the Info Addicts. When it says Song, that is the Jar. Their name changes throughout the game, and I just keep it as the Jar because it's easier to remember than keep changing it and confusing people who maybe zone in, zone out, or whatever. So we just use the Jar the whole time. But yeah, that they do change names just every time, like their cities change names, which I think is pretty cool. Obviously, it just makes it harder to follow. Approval was not used. I mean, there's nothing to split any of these anyway, and happiness is later on anyway, so you don't really need it. Literacy isn't used either because technologies comes up later, but there you go. So these two aren't used. Social policies was used, and the Jar miles ahead with 42, Rhodesia 37, Russia 30, Egypt 28, Songhai 28, Germany 27, India 27, Ethiopia 26, the Netherlands 26, and Burundi 25. Also, just a heads up, I'm going to be doing a separate cultural episode. There's one commenter who's been leaving some amazing in-depth cultural comments. I'm going to be basically reading those out to flesh them out, so a huge thank you to them. And I'm going to be going through the social policies and stuff separately, probably in the next episode, maybe, very soon. As some, like I said, I want to really add depth and try and go into the analysis for this series. They've been leaving some really insightful comments that I think are absolutely fantastic about the religions and the cultures of the game, and I wanted to highlight them. I was going to put them in the community page for everyone to see, but I thought that would just get sort of washed away with my other updates that I put in there. So I will be going through and making a special cultural episode where I read those out, discuss the religions, things like that separately to this. So hopefully you're looking forward to that as well, if that's something you're interested in. Happiness, Rhodesia out well in front, 130. The Jar, India, Greece, Persia, Songhai, Portugal, Ethiopia, Netherlands. Russia did pull it back at one point. They were negative, which is maybe why they didn't declare so many wars. But there they are. Just squeezing in. Another one where, they dropped the ball a little bit to these guys. Technologies, Russia did win this one. Then it is the Jar and Rhodesia again. India's up there in the final 10 as well. Egypt, the Netherlands, Germany, Nigeria, Siam, and Greece. Fill out that list. Net gold, which was used, Russia lead the way. Then it's the Songhai, Siam, Ethiopia, Portugal, the Congo, Persia, Venice. I didn't include myself, so Byzantium, I gave 11th place a point. I just jumped over me. Byzantium, Britain, and Burundi, negative money, but better than less negative than anyone else. So yeah, maybe we'll swatch that for GMP. Let me know what you think would be a better use. Cities, the Jar lead the way with 26, which is not that many compared to what you see sometimes, but 4 civs in the 20s, Rhodesia, the Netherlands, and India there as well. Russia in 5th, Germany almost level on cities with Russia, which is crazy because Germany looks tiny compared to Russia when they're next to each other. There you go, Siam, Songhai, Egypt, and Carthage. Right, science output, Russia led the way by quite a long way still, about 25% more. Rhodesia, the Songhai, India, Germany, Egypt, the Netherlands, Nigeria, Siam, and the Songhai. Culture-wise, it is the Jar, Rhodesia, Songhai, India, Russia, Germany, the Netherlands, Ethiopia, Egypt, and Greece. Wonders, Russia, Rhodesia, the Jar, India, Portugal, Britain, Korea, Nigeria, Burundi, and the Netherlands. Treasury was not used because some civs save money from the start, some don't. It's hard to, and the same for total faith. Some civs just build faith buildings, miss out on a religion, and then just stack it up forever, so there's no point. But faith gain was used, and again, Russia did win this, so sadly there's no bias argument here. And also there was no benefit to me to bias somebody anyway. My civ's dead. Russia, Siam, the Jar, Ethiopia, Songhai, Rhodesia, Byzantium, Egypt, Persia, and Portugal. We're nearly there. Influence was not used. Obviously, if you're rooting for Russia, I can see that being annoying, but all these civs got 0, so it would have been a bit unfair. I mean, the Jar still beat Russia, so they would have still won anyway. So apologies if you're feeling a bit butthurt. Maybe that Russia didn't win, I don't know. It's an upset for the books, it happens very occasionally. I was very surprised when doing the scores, to be honest. that Russia didn't dominate every category, right? Great works: Rhodesia, the Jar, Songhai, Russia, Netherlands, India, Siam, Korea, Nigeria, Ethiopia. And of course, feel free to pause on any of these, check through for yourself. If you want to, look into more depth at the sort of top 12 that you can see, or 13 if you just scrape the other one. Trade routes was not used because these guys are all the same. And then sevens as well, not really much difference, it's a bit hard. Tourism, though, was the final category used. The Jar once again won here, then Russia, Rhodesia, India, the Songhai, Netherlands, Germany, Siam, Korea, and Egypt. So that'll be it for this episode and the results. Hopefully you've enjoyed this series. As I said, keep an eye out for me continuing to push this game further forward in turns. The alternate battle will be going separately now, with its own sort of thumbnails and titles to maybe differentiate that, or not own. It'll have the writing, like the old Info Addict episodes did, just to highlight it separate. And there will be a cultural review episode. I don't know what order they will come out in, it just depends. The alternate battle has been crashing a few times, so that one might be a bit more slow to get through, because I leave it running and I come upstairs and it's been crashed for like 2 hours and you're like, oh, great. Or it's been paused on a "you've earned a golden age" message. So yeah, that's. But there should be one episode of some sort of the AI only every day still, so don't worry, it will keep coming. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. As always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.